Okay, so we've learned how to factor finding the GCF when A is equal to 1, but what happens when A is not equal to 1? What if we have this big number in the front? How are we going to factor? All right, we're going to do the same thing using the foiling method. We're going to unfoil or factor. So let's look at 2x minus 1, x plus 5. If we were to go ahead and foil, we would get this quantity. So now what we're going to give you is this quadratic, and I want you to find these two quantities. Well, you know 2x squared has to be 2x and an x. And you know factors of 5 are 5 and 1. When you FOIL, you have to make sure the middle terms give you plus 9. So does a 10 and a negative 1 give you a 9? Yes. So that's guessing and checking like we did previously. We're going to do a little bit of a more clear method. So once again, by FOILing, we see we have a trinomial where a is greater than 1. Here it's 6. Here a is 6. Here a is 2. So I'm going to give you this, and you're going to work backwards. If it's minus at the end, it's going to be a minus and a plus. If it's minus at the end, a minus and a plus, okay? So just reminders. So instead of doing an x and an x, let's do a different method. It says step 1, rewrite the expression in standard form. So highest to lowest. These are all in standard form, except for part F. Part F needs to be in standard form. So rewrite each expression in standard form. Check. Find two numbers that multiply to A times C. So A, B, C. So here, A times C is 48. A times C here is negative 18. A times C here is negative 60. Okay, that's what we're going to do every time. Find two numbers that multiply to A times C and add to B. All right, so now I got to find factors of 48 that add to B. Add to B. So what are factors of 48 that give me 19? Well, you can just start by saying, okay, what's 48 divided by 2? Does a 2 and a 24 give you 19? No. All right, 48 divided by 3. Does a 3 and a 16 give you 19? Yeah. So 3 and 16, when multiplied, give you 48. When you add them together, you get 19. So it says rewrite the expression in the form where there's 4 terms. Your ax squared, f1, which is 3. It doesn't matter which one you actually put first. Just designate one as f1, designate one as f2, or just the second term. It truly does not matter which one you put first. All right, now you've written it as 4 terms. Okay, let's practice that 2 more times to get the flow. So we rewrite each expression in standard form. We multiply A times C. We multiply A times C. We multiply A times C. We rewrite the expression when we find two factors, and then we put them back in. So 19 is the same thing as 3 and a 16. All right, let's do that here. 2 times negative 9 is negative 18. I need factors that add to be negative 3. So what are factors of negative 18? Negative 18 divided by 2 gives me negative 9. Does a 2 and a negative 9 somehow give me a negative 3? No. Let's try another one. Negative 18 divided by 3. Does a 3 and a negative 6 give me a negative 3? Yes. So 18 could be 3 and negative 6. It does not matter which one you put first. So let's rewrite 2x squared plus 3x minus 6x minus 9. We're going to try that one more time. Multiply A times C. I got negative 60. What are factors of negative 60 that give us negative 11? Well, negative 60 divided by 2. A 30 and a 2 are not going to give you an 11. So negative 60 divided by 3. A 3 and a 20 aren't going to give you 11. Negative 60 divided by 4. Does a 4 and a 15 give you an 11? Absolutely. So 4 and negative 15. All right, so 3x squared, like I said, it doesn't matter which one you put first. We'll just put 15 first and see if that makes a difference. It won't. And 4x minus 20. Okay. Now, once you've gotten them in 4 terms, we're going to go back. Do you remember in our notes when we used grouping? Okay. We used grouping down here. We had 4 terms. This is on our 8-5. We had 4 terms. We grouped the first together, we grouped the last together, and that's how we factored. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to group the first 2 together and take an x out. And we're going to group the second 2 together, and we're going to take the number 8 out, a positive 8. We should get the same thing twice. Another teacher calls it matchy-matchy. So yes, matchy-matchy. So 2x plus 3, x plus 8. That's your answer. It's a lot of work, I know. But like I've said to you guys, you're going to see this in Algebra 2. You're going to see this in geometry. It's not going away. So try to master it now. All right, here, we broke it down into 4 terms. We're going to group here. They both share an x. Here, we want a 2x plus 3 again. So we take out a negative 3. Matchy-matchy. Negative 6x, yes. Negative 9, yes. So 2x plus 3 is the GCF. We remove it, and we're left with an x minus 3. The end. All right. C, try doing it yourself. All right, let's repeat this process again. 4 times 10 is 40. Factors of 40 that give you negative 13. All right, well, then they better be negative numbers. So what times what gives you 40? A 4 times a 10. Does that give you negative 13? No. What about a negative 2 and a negative 20? No. What about a negative 5 and a negative 8? Yes. So 4x squared minus 5x minus 8x plus 10. These share an x, so you get a 4x minus 5. These, we want 4x minus 5 again, right? So we have to take out a negative 2. 8, yep, that works. So we'll get 4x minus 5 and an x minus 2. Okay. 9x squared minus 4. Okay. So this is going to be 36, negative 36. What are factors of negative 36 that give your middle number? Your middle number is 0. There's no middle term. So they better be the same number. So one's going to be 6 and one's going to be negative 6. So we're going to have a 9x squared plus 6x minus 6x minus 4. These two share a 3x. So you're left with 3x plus 2. You want 3x plus 2 again. So you're going to take out a negative 2. 3x 2 and a 3x minus 2. That's the difference of 2 perfect squares. We've already talked about that. All right, last one. 4 times 5 is 20. What are factors of 20 that give you negative 3? Well, if I have a plus 5, and it's minus, this better be minus minus. This doesn't look right. 4x minus 3x plus 5. 20 and a negative 3. I don't think anything. So is this even factorable? You can always check in a graphing calculator. So 4x squared minus 3x plus 5. Does it look like it crosses anywhere? Look, it doesn't cross anywhere. So not possible. No solution. I does not factor. All right. That is the end of just factoring a trinomial where a is greater than 1. A is 2 here. A is 2. A is 3.